All right, so I want to talk about the ramifications if they actually reduced your Social Security benefit. All right, I was talking to a lady yesterday, a client, her and her husband, and she was under the assumption that they're going to reduce the benefit. And I said, no, they're not going to reduce the benefit. They're not going to. Let's talk about why. All right, so let's just do a brief tutorial of Social Security first and foremost. So you got your old buddy Josh. My primary insurance amount is $3,000 a month. The PIA is what? The amount I get at my full retirement age. Because I was born in 1960 or later, it's 67. I was actually born in 1970. So my FRA, my full retirement age, is 67. Charlotte, her FRA, because she was born in 1974, is also 67. All right. So Charlotte will just assume she gets half of my benefit at her FRA. Now remember, this is my PIA, my primary insurance amount, the amount I get at my full retirement age. If I take my benefit later, I get more. If I take my benefit earlier, I get less. So that's how it works. And it's actuarially fair, whatever that word is. Now Charlotte, if she takes her benefit at 67, will get half of mine. If she takes her benefit earlier, she'll get less than half of mine. If she takes her benefit later, she still gets only half of mine. So it makes no sense for her to take it beyond her FRA. That's just dumb. Don't do that. Now, there's a guy in my last video who said, you said spouses get increased delayed earnings credits if they delay their spousal benefit. So show me the timestamp that I said that, because that would be silly for me to say. He goes, oh, yeah, I guess you did. I said, why? Just don't snipe at me, dude. I mean, come on. That's stupid. Anyway, so the point being, but a side note, quiz time for you. If I take my benefit early, and she takes hers at her full retirement age, what will be her spousal benefit? All right, so let's say I take my benefit at 62, and my benefit is now $2,100 a month. But she says, I'm still going to wait till I'm 67. What will her spousal benefit be? Do you know? It will be that right there. Her spousal benefit is contingent on when she takes the benefit, not contingent on when I take the benefit. Her spousal benefit is solely related to my PIA. So she can take the benefit at her full retirement age, even if I took my benefit earlier, and she still get half of my PIA, even though I have a reduced benefit because I took it early. It's clear as mud, right? All right. So anyway, between us, we got $4,500 a month in Social Security at our full retirement age. It's $54,000 a year. No one gets $54,000 a year on Social Security. That's crazy. Oh, okay. All right, so now we have a portfolio worth 500,000 schmackaroonies. All right. Now I subscribe to the 5% rule. 5%, you can take 5% off your portfolio each and every year and not really worry about it. So 5% of 500,000 is $25,000. All right, so we take $25,000, add it to our $54,000, and that's $79,000. So let's just say I need $79,000 to live on, right? Maybe I still got some debt, whatever, it doesn't matter. I need $79,000 to live on, all right? So we got that. We can rock solid, man, rock solid. Now, 5% rule, did it last during 1966 and 1982? No. If you take 5% of the previous year's account balance, I guarantee it'll last. Because even if your account balance is being reduced, you're only taking 5% off a reduced amount. All right, so that's a fact. Just remember, it's kind of like, I get $100,000, I take 5% off, that's $5,000. The portfolio gets down to $50,000 next year, I take 5% off, that's what, $2,500. So you're always taking a lesser amount of a portfolio that's losing value. So that makes sense to me, because there is really any evidence at all that your spending goes up each and every year with inflation. I'd love to see the evidence, it ain't out there. All right, so anyway, so we got $79,000. Now let's say they reduce Social Security by 25%. So now instead of getting $54,000, I'm only getting $40,500. All right, but I still need that $79,000 to live on. So now I go to my portfolio and I say that $25,000 doesn't get me to my $79,000, because $25,000 plus $40,000 is only $65,000. I'm $14,000 short of where I need to be. So I need to increase my $25,000 distribution to $38,500 to go to my reduced Social Security benefit of $40,500. That still gets me my $79,000. All right, so I literally need to increase my benefit, and that's about 50%. I need to increase my benefit by about 50%. That's $13,000. That's a little bit more than 50% actually. In fact, let me take my trusty calculator. It was 25, now it's 38. So that's 13,500 divided by $25,000. That's a 54% increase that I have to withdraw from my IRA or my portfolio in which to make ends meet. That is now 38,500 divided by 500,000. That's a 7.7% distribution rate. All right, so what happens to the stock market and the bond market when you have this flood of people selling to keep their income where they need to be? You have this huge, huge demand, not to buy, but to sell. You got sell orders on top of sell orders on top of sell orders by the people who got the money, which are the retirees. What happens to the equity market and the bond market when that happens? When you have a massive, essentially, supply of sale orders. You know what happens? And then on top of that, not only do we have this huge supply of sale, the demand is getting less and less and less because there's fewer people going to buy the stocks and bonds. So demand drops, supply goes up. What happens to prices? It drops like a ton of bricks. So now when the prices drop like a ton of bricks, no longer is this $500,000 because the price is going zoops. This is exactly what happened in 2008 when we had no liquidity. We had a liquidity crisis. People had to sell. According to corporate charters, they say if my bonds get rated below BBB, I have to put them on the market. And every single company was putting bonds on the market to liquidate by the corporate charters or the regulations. And so you had all these sellers and you didn't have any buyers. What happens to the market? There is no market. There's literally no liquidity. There's no one buying. The price just goes down and down and down and down. So now you got a bunch of retirees who have to freaking do a fire sale to make ends meet. Yeah. And what happens to the markets then? But then you even have people who are living on Social Security, and that's all they got. 90% of their income comes from Social Security. What happens to their income when it drops 25%? Well, it's down 25%. So what happens to their ability to make ends meet? What happens to mortgages? What happens to rent? What happens to food prices? What happens to the economy? All right, so think about it. Consumer spending. PC, personal consumption expenditures, PCE is about 70% of GDP. The amount of money you spend, your consumption as a your personal business, your personal consumption, for you, me, and everybody is about 70% of total GDP. If they reduce Social Security by 25%, that's going to be a 25% reduction in PCE. What happens to the economy there? We're talking about a depression like we've never even can comprehend. It's so freaking stupid, this idea that they're going to reduce Social Security. They can print money look, this is the whole point. Like, oh my goodness, like, doesn't Disney know they're losing money? The people in charge aren't losing money. The one corporate lackey of Disney might be, but they're still making money hand over fist because they can mandate dupes, you know what I'm saying? They can do big pharma, all this stuff. They're still making money hand over fist. Just because Disney and Bud Light are losing money, everything else is still making money, dude. So, but just think about it. If you had 25% less, what happens to the economy? You do not think there's going to be riots in the streets? And the people in charge, the one thing they don't want is riots in the streets. And they can print money, and they can print more money, and they can print more money. They're in control of the money supply. But so against the law of Social Security come out of general revenue. Okay, as if the law matters. Come on, dude. Jeez, man. People just want to be negative. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, the point being, if we had a 25% reduction in Social Security, the economy is going to go nuts. It's going to go south. People are going to riot in the street. Politicians won't get reelected. And there'll probably be a dictator who takes over. And the first thing the dictator do is going to say, we're going to restore your Social Security benefits so I can keep the people happy so they don't riot against me. Anyway, just remember, they can print money all day long. There's no stopping them. At some point, it'll collapse. I don't know when, where, or how, but it's not going to be, they're not going to freaking collapse it on us with Social Security. It'll just collapse on its own because the heavy of all the debt we've accumulated. But on Social Security, it's not going to be the straw that broke the camel's back, for heaven's sake. And then, of course, if you're worried about Social Security, well, doggone, you better be worried more about Medicare because Medicare is broke now. All right. Love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget, you can always buy my books. And then the Doobie Dook, got lots of books for you. You can retire on Social Security. It's in the Doobie Dook. We'll see ya.